Hey guys, Ed with KillShot SpearGuns here. Today we are going to paint some AR handles, and we're not just going to spray paint them. That's kind of boring. We're going to hydro dip them. These guns are going to be going in the water, so what better way to do it than to hydro dip it? So stand by. I'm going to go over a few things. All right, first things first, we have primed our handles, and you can see I've just got a little piece of wood jammed in the handle, and right now it's just being held in place by a 1 pound weight. So we went ahead and primed them, and then we set everything up here. I've got a 5-gallon bucket, and the bucket is, it's full of water, but we've let it sit for a couple of minutes so that it's not sitting there swirling around still. I lined the bucket with a plastic bag, and I did that to facilitate easier cleanup. Then we set everything up here. I've got a 5-gallon bucket, and the bucket is, it's full of water, but we've let it sit for a couple of minutes so that it's not sitting there swirling around still. I lined the bucket with a plastic bag, and I did that to facilitate easier cleanup. It's, you know, you can, if you look at this bucket, you can kind of see this bag's pretty transparent. You see there's not a lot of paint back there. In fact, there's no paint back there. That's because I always line it with a plastic bag. That way we dump out the water. When we're done dumping the water, we can clean up is a absolute breeze. You throw away the bag. It's that simple. Alrighty, boys and girls. Our paints today are going to be teal, dark blue, and aqua. And then I think after that I'm going to do kind of a mahi green and yellow. As far as tools go, we have some nitrile gloves. We have some pipettes. These are dirt cheap. You can get them pretty much anywhere. And then I have some little coffee stir sticks. You can steal these from Starbucks, or if you want to be an upstanding citizen, go buy them. They're like, I think they're like $10 for 5,000 of them off Amazon or something like that. So probably better to be an upstanding citizen. But if you only need a couple, hey, I understand. And then I just threw this here because I'm going to set these guys up here like this so that I don't have the paint running back down into the bulb between uses. So that's it. That's tools. So we're going to get started. So what we're going to do is take one of our pipettes here, and we're going to put a little bit of paint in it. You're shitting me. Of course, my phone's ringing. It's fucking classic. Okay, guys, what we're doing right now is we're loading up our pipettes. And all I'm doing is just pulling in a little bit of paint. I don't need a tremendous amount, but you see we've got a little bit of paint in each one of these guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it and we're going to drop, we're going to try and drop it right on the surface of the water. You can see how it kind of spreads out almost immediately. I'm going to kind of go one inside the next. You'll see why in a minute. This aqua actually seems a little heavy. So we're going to go outside. So usually what I try to do is drip it one inside the next. You see I got a little bit of paint on there. What I'm trying to do is get some of the different colors of paint off. pull some more of this aqua in. Chuck a little bit more aqua in here. The aqua appears to be pretty heavy stuff. It's actually seeming to sink a little bit, which is really not what I want. As you can imagine, we want it to suspend on top. So what I'm doing is just kind of putting it in different places here, you know, where the different colors have kind of spread out a little bit. And in a minute, I'm going to try and bring them all together. And something we don't want are bubbles. So any place we have bubbles, we're going to try and chase them off. So we'll just pull those off to the side. So let's see here. Different colors. All right. So now we're going to take our stick, and what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of bring it through, and you can kind of see how we're getting different colored swirls going through this stuff. And sometimes it doesn't cooperate. Now, right here, I've got a couple of bubbles. So I'm just going to drag them off to the side because we do not want bubbles in our paint job. There's actually a bubble right there. All right, I kind of like the way that looks. So we're going to take our first handle right here, and we're going to dip it in. Now, the trick here is you want to figure out which side you're going to see the most of. People are going to look at it from the back of the gun a lot. In the showroom, they're going to see the front of the gun. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the front of the gun in first, and the paint is all going to reconnect kind of along the back. But I'm going to move it back and forth. I'm also going to go in at an angle. And the thing with the angle is that it helps, if I go in at an angle, it helps to move the paint a little bit differently as it goes around. So you can kind of see how it just kind of catches and grabs. And now what we're going to do is we're going to grab something that I don't have in my hand. This is just a little stick that I'm going to use to kind of move the water around in here. To kind of get everything out of the way so that when I pull this up, I don't wind up with a bunch of different colors sticking to it. So how's that look? Not bad, huh? And you see I've got one little air bubble right there, but that's all right. It'll flatten out. So there's almost no water on this piece of wood. So we'll just set it down. This guy is going to come over here. We're just going to set it down like so. I know that I'm getting a little bit of paint on there. I don't really care. Now we're going to come back over here. We're going to clean this up real quick. So to do that, what I'm going to do is pull some of these dots back over and around. What I'm trying to do is redistribute the paint a little bit. Pull some of this over. Looks really good right there. I like that. All right, so let's do another one. You can see how I'm going in at an angle. You can kind of see how the paint is grabbing a hold of the handle. Pretty slick. And we're going to do a little swirl action here. Voila. Not bad. Now it looks like I've got a little bit of a booger right here. I did. By just barely touching it, I was able to kind of pop it. And I think it'll smooth out later on. But that looks, at least I think that looks pretty damn good. So, So these are the handles that we did. They came out pretty well. I think they look really, really nice. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that paint job. Looks really quite nice. What I'm going to do is let these finish drying, and then tomorrow I'm going to hit them with a clear coat. And there's several different kinds of clear coat you can use. You could use a polyurethane, a urethane. You could use epoxy. I use a two-part clear coat finish that seems to work really, really well. And it's very, very durable. So this stuff is made for signs, so it has UV additives in it, so it's actually pretty color fast anyway. So it should do a good job of keeping its color. But that's really it. I mean, it's pretty simple to do this. So get out there and make some cool shit. So if you guys have any questions, hit me up in the comments down below. You can also email me here at the shop. I'm at KillShotSpearGuns@gmail.com, and I'll do my best to answer you. I respond real well to email. I don't always respond as well to like the comments. I just have a lot going on. So, but I'll do my best to answer any questions that might come up. So there we go, guys. Knock it out.